going to be talking about a topic in football which has a bit of a debate, I guess, which has sort of been circulating around the football world in recent weeks. I've seen, and that is about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, he, of course, is well aware. I'm sure most of you are. His contract is expiring this summer, and of course, Real Madrid are very, very keen on him and are trying to sign him. They even have tried to sign him in January, pulling in a bid for him. And it does seem like Trent may move. Obviously, it's still up in the air right now, but if I have to say, is he going to stay or go? I think he's more than likely going to go, but it's quite a big transfer saga right now, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it because a sort of wider debate has been going on, at least in England, about this, and I wanted to give my thoughts on it. And it's about if Trent was to leave, would he sort of be a traitor, a snake, or would he still be considered a Liverpool legend? Is it an understandable move? And also I want to discuss, well, is it actually, should he go? Is it actually wise? And what I think will happen. Because I've seen a lot of talk about this. And it's a very, very interesting topic. I think I've spoken to some Liverpool fans actually in my Discord server, some of my members, and got their thoughts. And yeah, I was like, okay, you know what, I want to make a video on this. So yeah, it's just going to be like a whisper ramble, but I've got no sort of script. I'm just going to give my thoughts and opinions on this whole situation. So yeah, just a chilled out one. Let me know your thoughts on the whole situation, especially if you're a Liverpool or a Madrid fan. But also if a neutral like me, I have no dog in the race here, so I'm just coming from this a complete neutral perspective here. Well, actually I do kind of want him to leave because it'll make Liverpool worse, but yeah. Anyways, so I think the best place, what I'll do is I'm gonna say why some Liverpool fans would view him as a traitor if he left, at least why I think they would, and then I would discuss whether I think that's right or wrong. So, I think the general consensus is if Trent Alexander-Arnold leaves Liverpool for Madrid for a free transfer in the summer, I don't know, I think the general consensus, maybe I'm wrong here, from Liverpool fans is if that happened, he would be a traitor. Maybe traitor is a bit of a harsh word. Like, I don't think they're gonna absolutely, prey on his downfall or anything, but I think they're gonna be quite unhappy with him, and he's definitely not going to be considered a, Liverpool legend or one of the best Liverpool players of all time. So yeah, I think that's the general consensus. I might be wrong, but I think that is from what I've seen online. And the reason for that, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I can see why they would be angry. You see, that we can go deep here. Actually, we can go deep because the big thing here is he is a homegrown scouser. He is one of them. He is born and bred in Liverpool, come up through the youth ranks, is one of the only scousers in the team. I think it's only him and Curtis Jones in terms of actual first team proper players who are scousers in this Liverpool team. And you see, there's a certain level of affinity sound like us, who behave like us, we're more likely to, talk to them, engage with them, become friends with them. Right? That's just natural. If I put a Liverpool guy in a room with two strangers he's never met, and one of them is from Liverpool and the other guy is from, I don't know, Spain, I'm putting my money on that guy becoming friends with the guy from Liverpool instead of the guy from Spain. Now, obviously, that doesn't happen all the time, but you get one coming from here. When you're a homegrown player, you sort of connect with that person. You see yourself, particularly if you come from Liverpool, you see yourself sort of in Trent Alexander-Arnold. You hear him speak and you're like, he's got a Scouse accent, he is one of us. And, that extends to everywhere, right? So, there's all clubs, I'm a Chelsea fan. Reece James, I absolutely love Reece James, even though this guy is constantly injured. There's a sense of, when I see that guy on the pitch, might sound weird, but I get like happy. I'm like, oh, it's Reece James, an academy boy, he's on the pitch, this is so cool. I see Josh Ajimpong getting his debut recently in the Premier League. I'm super excited, I'm really, really happy because, it's a homegrown player, someone from the academy. And in fact, I was there actually where Liverpool fans are. I've experienced this where Mason Mount, a homegrown academy boy, left us for Manchester United. Now we Chelsea fans we consider him a snake. We do not like Mason Mount for that. But I think it's a very different scenario here. You see, with the Mason Mount situation, the reason we don't like him is because the reason he moved was not to get further sporting ambitions to go to some big massive club. It was because he was demanding money from Chelsea and he couldn't get it, so he left. We didn't want to give him, I can't remember what it was, but he was asked for 250k upwards. He was asking for some mega money. We didn't want to pay it, so he said, I'm going to Man United because they'll give me a fat wage. So it wasn't really any sporting reason he left for the money. So that's why we consider him a snake, because as a homegrown player, as someone from the academy, it's harsh, but naturally people sort of feel like it's, you should be privileged to play for the club because, the club have given you a chance. You're a fan of the club. You're basically living the dream, so there is no reason, unless the club forces you out, to leave. So the fact that you're demanding more, you're demanding incredible wages like that, and you're willing to leave just because you're not getting the wages, then that's wrong, because the only reason you're playing for the club then is not because you love the club, like we sort of assume you do, it's because you love the money. So that's why us Chelsea fans don't like Mason Mount. But I think the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation is a bit different. You see, money is definitely a factor. It's definitely a factor here. I don't think Liverpool are willing or are currently pulling down the money which Trent Alexander-Arnold wants in terms of wages. They're definitely, I can guarantee you this. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but I can guarantee you they're not going to offer the same wages Real Madrid offer. That's a fact. That is a fact. But I don't necessarily think it's down to the money. I don't. Because, you see, Mount left to go to Man United, which is at the time, and I mean currently is, a bit of a backward step in terms of where they are. So you can say, okay, the only reason you left then is for the money. Whereas Trent is going to Real Madrid, which is the biggest club in the world. And so then you can argue, okay, he's leaving for a new challenge, for a new country, a new league, to join the biggest club in the world as well. So it's not like he's sort of taking a downgrade, going to, like, I don't know, PSG. If he goes to PSG, then you're like, okay, yeah, this guy's just in it for the money. He don't really care about us. He don't really care about Liverpool at all. But he's going to Real Madrid, who obviously are going to give him loads of money. But most people go to Real Madrid for the sporting reason, to play for the biggest club in the world, to win a bunch of Champions Leagues, not really for the money. So yeah, it's interesting, but I can completely see why Liverpool fans would be angry with him, because, you know, as I said, Liverpool fans, I think particularly Liverpool fans as well, because, you know, if you aren't from England, if you understand that Liverpool and scousers, people from Liverpool, they, you know, for various reasons, like, I'm not going to go into, like, the political stuff and all that here, but for various reasons they see themselves as pretty much separate from the entire of England. Like, they're very, very different people and very, very different to the rest of England, scousers and people from Liverpool. So they, you know, it's sort of like its own country in a way, Liverpool, right? In terms of they have their own identity, scousers and people from Liverpool. So then when somebody from Liverpool goes into, you know, like Trent comes up through the academy and plays for the team, there is such a, I mentioned, you know, you naturally have that sort of love towards an academy player, but I think is even more so for Liverpool, simply because of that reason I said, where people from Liverpool have such a strong identity and resonate so much with the city that anybody from that city, they will be together, they will literally worship them. You know, people like Stevie G, Steven Gerrard, Liverpool fans will literally worship Steven Gerrard. They will, no matter what, if you put any slant on Steven Gerrard's name if you slander Steven Gerrard's name in front of a Scouse born and bred Liverpool fan, I'm not trying to, like, disrespect, like, anyone who's not from Liverpool, supports Liverpool, I'm just saying, someone from Liverpool, if you disrespect Steven Gerrard in their face, they are going to lose their mind. Like, they will die for that man, because again, they see themselves within him. They see him as, this guy represents the city, represents us, represents the people. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is currently that. He is currently that for Liverpool fans. So if he was to leave, then they will be like, well, why are you leaving? You're living the dream. You are playing for your boyhood club. You are worshipped by Liverpool fans. You are the main man. There should be no reason for you to leave in the eyes of people from Liverpool. You are living their dream, and this should be your dream too. So why would you want to leave? And now this is where I'm going to sort of flip it here, where I completely understand that. I completely understand that. But it's just naturally what happens. If Trent Alexander-Arnold was Spanish, oh, maybe not Spanish, that's a bad example. If Trent Alexander-Arnold was French and he had the exact same career as he has, and he was about to try and move to Real Madrid, Liverpool fans would be angry and they'd be disappointed, but there would not be this much uproar, and there would not be, if he left, they would still consider him a Liverpool legend. They would, because, like, foreign players at Liverpool are showing a lot of love, and they're not held to the same sort of standards that homegrown scousers are. For example, someone like Fernando Torres, they obviously they were very, very angry at the time when he left for Chelsea. But now Liverpool fans consider him a legend. They absolutely love Fernando Torres because, you know, he was so good for them. He embraced them. He embraced their culture, the city, and everything like that. But I guarantee you, if that was Steven Gerrard who made that exact same move, Liverpool fans would be burning his shirts in the streets, and they would not be considering him a legend. If he was making that exact same move, going to Chelsea mid-season, leaving like that, they would not be happy, and they would not at all be happy. And again, it's harsh for Trent, but it is just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? It's the way it is. He can't change the fact that he is from Liverpool. There's also the thing of, I've seen a lot of people say this, and I think this is completely null and void argument here that, oh, he's leaving on a free, he's not even giving us a free transfer. I think that is a really, really bad argument because, I'm sorry, firstly, Trent cannot control who bids for him, right? He cannot control when bids come in and when transfers come in, and he cannot control if the transfers are accepted or rejected. The only thing he can control is when he's given a contract offer by a club. That's the only thing he can do. It's not his fault that Real Madrid were not willing to pay the money to sign him on a transfer fee for no club was for the last like 5-6 years he's been at Liverpool. And for example, Real Madrid broadly just put in like 20 million bid for him. So you're telling me it would be better than if he left for 20 million now than if he just left him as some other free? No, you're lying to yourself. If he left you mid-season for 20 million, you'd be lying to yourself. It's not his fault that Real Madrid haven't put in a transfer bid before. The guy has fulfilled his contract. He has stayed at Liverpool for a very long time and is on a contract. That contract is running down. Again, we don't know what happened in the ins and outs. What if Liverpool have not offered this guy a contract renewal? Again, that is not his fault if his contract is running down and Liverpool have not offered him a contract renewal. What is he meant to do about that? Like, his contract's running out. If Liverpool don't offer him a contract, then of course the only way he's gonna be able to leave is him leave him on a free, right? And it's not his responsibility to be like, oh, you know, I'm only leaving Liverpool, but I'm gonna make sure they get a nice fee. Like, that's not his responsibility. That's the club's responsibility in the end to make sure they sell him for a fee. If he does end up leaving, Liverpool fans should not be blaming him that, oh, we didn't get a fee from him. You should be blaming your board that you allowed him to run down his contract instead of selling him when he only had a year left on his deal. You should go up to him when you have a year left on his deal and say, make your mind up now, sign a new contract, or if you want to leave for Real Madrid, we're going to sell you right now. Like, yeah, but you should blame your board, not him, for that. Anyways, now I'll move on to, I guess, why I think that it's a little bit harsh to call him a bit of a trailer. You see, Real Madrid, not many people reject Real Madrid. Not many people reject Real Madrid. In fact, I'm struggling to name anybody who rejects Real Madrid. You see, when Real Madrid give you a call, you answer the call. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. The only player I can name in recent times who didn't pick up the phone is actually Kylian Mbappe, who rejected them to sign a new contract at PSG. And what happened? Well, eventually he picked up the call because, yeah. And, obviously, unless you're like a Barcelona player, but when Real Madrid want you, more times than not, you go. You go. Like, if Real Madrid's on the table, you go. that's different because, you know, Real Madrid didn't like put in a transfer bid for him. They just said we're going to wait an entire year, so you're going to be stuck at Lille, and he didn't want to do that. But yeah, you see, it's just the way things is with Real Madrid. I know people don't want to sort of hear that, and people will say, oh, you know, well, Liverpool's a big club too. Yeah, they are, but unfortunately, Real Madrid, it's a fact, are the biggest club in the world. They are the biggest brand. They have all the superstars. Historically, they have, and currently they do as well. And as I said, when Real Madrid want you, they usually get them. They usually get who they want. Happens to everyone. Happens to everyone. So, as I said, if Trent was leaving for like a PSG or even like a Bayern Munich, then I'd be like, I don't know about that. But when it's Real Madrid, the biggest club in the world, I don't know you can have that much hard feelings towards him, because you know, Real Madrid only comes around usually once. Yeah, you know, it's really a once in a lifetime opportunity to go play for Real Madrid, to go play under those bright lights, to go play in the Bernabeu for the biggest club in the world. Who, let's be real, look, Liverpool are in a great position right now, but if I was to ask you, okay, in the next 6 years, which is probably going to be, well, 5 years or so, which is going to be Trent's prime, it's going to be his prime in the next 5 years. I was going to ask you in the 5 years to bet your entire life savings on who's going to win more Champions League, Real Madrid or Liverpool. Let's be real, everyone's going to say Real Madrid. Let's be real, everyone's going to say Real Madrid. That's a fact. And it's the same thing I've asked you, bet your entire life savings on the next 5 years who's winning more league titles in the next 5 years, Real Madrid or Liverpool. Everyone's going to say Real Madrid. Don't lie and say Liverpool. You're going to say Real Madrid, aren't you? Your entire life's on the line. You're saying Real Madrid. Like, Real Madrid, the allure of Real Madrid is something which, honestly, I think as football fans, we maybe don't quite fathom. Like, I don't think we quite fathom it. But when you're a player, I think the lure is just so huge. Look at Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is a perfect example. The way he talks, what he says, epitomizes it. He's a kid from Birmingham. Like, this is very far away from Real Madrid. Very far away from Real Madrid. This kid from Birmingham, who, I don't know who he supported when he was younger, but you know, he most likely he watched all the Premier League games when he was younger and grew up watching the Prem, grew up in like the Fergie days and all of that stuff, and he sees how he embraces British culture. He grew up in England, so he knows everything. He knows how big Liverpool, United and all of that are. This guy, firstly, he goes to Real Madrid instead of joining the Prem. But the way he talks about Real Madrid, I think it's been asked a couple of times, like, when are you going to leave to go to the Premier? He's like, mate, I'm at the biggest club in the world. I'm never leaving this club unless they tell me to leave. The only time you leave Real Madrid is when you're not good enough and they ship you off. You don't leave Real Madrid on your own accord. Like, you just don't. And yeah, as I said, Jude Bellingham. So this guy, he's someone who is completely in British culture and all of that. And this guy, he's like, yeah, no, Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world. There's no way I'm ever leaving this club unless they don't want me, right? So that guy just proves how football players, even if, you know, you would expect someone like that to maybe go and play in the Premier League and that, it's just football players, you know. Real Madrid is just such a big allure, and it's quite hard to fathom, isn't it? I think for us fans, but when you're a player, especially if you like come up against Real Madrid, which Trent has done multiple times, if you go away and play in the Bernabeu on a Champions League knockout night, I think that makes you realise, like, damn. You know, this is think once you see that, you realise, damn, this club is massive. So the chance to play for the biggest club in the world, I think you can't really pass it up too much, and it's a chance for a new challenge. Let's not forget, this is a new country, it's a new league, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold has achieved absolutely everything at Liverpool. He's won every single trophy. The only really thing he can do, I guess, is become club captain and live like a Premier League or Champions League as club captain. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool, but it's maybe he's sort of feeling like, okay, things are, I feel like I need to change the environment, I need to change a different challenge. I'm losing that hunger at Liverpool now that I've achieved everything here at the club. And I can go to a different country, I can play with a Galactico team with the likes of Bellingham, Mbappe, Vinny. This could be a all-time generational team which people look back on in 30 years time as one of the greatest teams ever, and I could be a part of that. I could become a Galactico, I could become a global superstar. He's already a superstar, but he could become a global superstar now. And yeah, I just think I think that's it. I also do feel like there's a slight little bit of, he doesn't feel he's as respected at Liverpool as he deserves, because look, you can make the argument, and I've seen people say this, you go to Liverpool, Real Madrid, but you're never gonna sort of be the main guy. You got Vinny, you got Bellingham, you got Mbappe. Completely understand that, but I also think Trent is quite annoyed that he's not the main guy at Liverpool. Like, I remember there was quite a few rumours when Henderson left and Van Dijk was put as captain, and I think Salah was vice, that Trent wasn't put as captain. I think I was quite upset about that. And I also do feel like you can make that argument, at least right now, about Trent, that, well, you're always going to be behind Mo Salah. Whatever you do until Mo Salah leaves, this is Salah's team. And then after that, again, until he leaves, you're always going to be behind, most likely, Virgil van Dijk. So you really have to wait for those guys to leave for you to really say, this is my team. And then even then, you don't know who else is going to come through the door. And as a right back, can you ever really make it your team? So, I don't know, and will you ever, if you stay at Liverpool, you're never going to surpass Steven Gerrard unless you do something unreal. Are you going to surpass Robbie Fowler? I don't know. Are you going to surpass Kenny Dalglish? Probably not. So, like, what are we staying at Liverpool for? To be club captain and lift some trophies out? Yeah, that'd be really, really nice, but, there's a chance to become a global superstar and potentially one of the greatest teams ever, win multiple Champions League titles, potentially go back to back, who knows, and get global recognition, get finish very high on Ballon d'Or lists, a new challenge, a new environment, a new country, learn a new language, play in a new league, play in a new system, play under the lights, all of this stuff, play with it, some of genuinely the greatest players in the world and some generational talents in the likes of Vinny and Mbappe and Bellingham's. Or you can stay at Liverpool, where you'll probably become club captain, you'll increase your legend status at Liverpool, by the end, depending on how you do, maybe top 5 Liverpool player of all time, which, as a boyhood scouser, that's fantastic. You might be able to, as captain, lift some Premier Leagues or Champions League again, which would be unreal. But that's probably it. I mean, obviously staying at Liverpool is still fantastic, right? But if I'm him, I would go Real Madrid. I would. Yeah. But look, we'll see what happens. I personally, as I said, I think he should go Real Madrid. I think he should. I think the whole thing about Liverpool is just sort of, I don't know, I feel like it's I feel like he doesn't really get the respect he always deserves. Like, Liverpool fans always defend him, to be fair, but especially in England, I don't think he gets the respect he deserves. He always gets absolutely critiqued every time he has a bad game defensively. Even for the national team, he doesn't even play right back. Like, going to Real Madrid, I think will help him get that reputation, get that recognition he truly deserves. As one of, the best players in the world. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's mainly my thoughts. I also forgot to say, like, another big reason as well, which I completely understand why Liverpool fans would be angry, is because, of course, it's not like where Torres left or Suarez left and the Liverpool team was an absolute state and like they were so bad. This Liverpool team is actually really good and is in a good position to compete with Real Madrid for the major titles. But as I did say, if you had to bet your life on it, you'd probably say Real Madrid are going to win more trophies in the next 5 years, aren't they? And, prospect of potentially winning more trophies, but it may be meaning a little bit more in terms of it being a completely new challenge, and you might get a new hunger and desire to win those trophies, because it's great to win another Champions League at Liverpool, but you'll probably be more motivated to go win your first Champions League at Real Madrid as a Galactico, right? So I don't know. It's an interesting situation. We'll see what happens. Those are my main thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. Consider subscribing. I'll see